Hello everyone, this is Kurode giving you a shoutcast in a game between Millennium's Stephano versus Evil Genius's Puma here on Shattered Temple. Stephano wishing the good luck, have fun as this game gets underway. I believe this game is still from the IEM tournament. We have Stephano spawning as the pink Zerg player at the north side of the map at the 1 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Puma as the blue player at the 7 o'clock position. So this will be cross spawns here on Shattered Temple. No supply depots down here on the low ground. But because this is a tournament and not just a simple BattleNet game, I do believe that cross spawns, or there is no such thing as ally spawns on this particular version of the map. We see a front door now being built by Puma. Meanwhile, we'll see what Stephano tries to go for. Usually, is he going to go for the extractor trick? Yes, he is going to use that extractor trick. But I still can't make any early predictions on whether he wants to go for an early pool or an early hatchery. Now, cross spawns is going to definitely benefit Stephano, as Stephano will be able to set up his natural expansion very, very easily and very quickly. The walking distances is rather large. You can now see a barracks being placed down, a drone now coming in from the far side of the map. Gonna get some damage onto poor Stevie, the SCV, trying to just sit there, do his job. Is Stephano's SCV gonna actually change positions? It may not change positions. Oh, and Stephano getting the first blood there, and every worker counts. Puma probably just wondering why his own SCV did not change positions. Supposedly Blizzard has fixed it so that the SCV moves in a much more predictable pattern in one of the more recent patches, but that was not very predictable at all. The drone was able to get in a lot of damage before, and the SCV never really moved, so a rather strange occurrence there, as the SCV still stayed in the same position pretty much, and now you can see the drone down to 10 hit points, natural regeneration, still surviving, and it looks as though the drone will be able to back off and perhaps head up that ramp once more. Inside the base of Stephano, though, currently building up a hatchery. We are also getting up that spawning pool, as well as a drone now hides off over here, perhaps gathering some gold minerals first before returning home. SCV has scouted out this location. He now knows that it is a full cross spawn. Marine now down on the low ground, and as soon as this SCV sees what is going on, he knows that he cannot really open up with all that much harassment, and harassment is not going to be that successful. Now Stephano has a number of options after seeing the early gas. Early gas normally means, or recently normally meant, a quick factory into Blue Flame Hellions. We'll see if that's going to be the case, as you can now see Puma building that factory and also getting a reactor as well. So perhaps that factory was just a little bit earlier than normal. I don't know if he actually delayed in order to get that refinery up and running, but normally you don't have enough gas for a factory and a reactor at the same time that early on. You can see now a bunker is being placed down. Oh, the SCV only getting hit from one side at a time, but now it will get taken down. That bunker is rather low on hit points, and it will just get clawed away by those Zerglings. Most likely it will just get cancelled. There you go. Now cancelled, but that wasn't even that great of a position anyways. A queen from that high ground could easily slash apart that one bunker on the low ground, as the Marines now try to return home, and we are going to be going into that factory with that reactor, double train Hellions. And where is and now sitting at 25 over 35 food, so this is uncharacteristic. Puma has a lot of food cap to work with right now, and we'll see what he tries to do there. The Marines are now backing off, back and forth. You do see an Overlord now making its way. It will be able to position itself right here. Perhaps see when a command center was placed down. Puma now getting up that command center as well, getting into that tech lab, and now doing the swap back. So very, very standard play. You are going to see that Blue Flame tech now come in. The Hellions trying to make sure that they do not drive through the center portion of the map. Want to come in as a complete surprise. There is an Overlord off over here, but he does spot those Hellions if he actually came to check in, and now you can see that the Queen is getting in position right there. Nicely done. Trying to get some damage onto those Zerglings. Those Zerglings are taking a little bit of a torching there. One Zergling may get destroyed. Yes, one Zergling now down. Those Hellions looking to maximize and deal as much damage without getting taken down, but the Queen may be able to shoot down. Yeah, no, those Hellions do need to back off now. We are training up more Hellions, getting that Blue Flame tech. SCVs may come off the mineral line in order to start repairing there. So this may all work out well once again. That Hellion now currently getting stuck. We are currently supply blocked. Puma about 20 seconds away from getting a little bit more food cap there, as I believe, yes, a Zergling was able to finish off that lower hit point unit there, and now you can see that the Hellions is going to get surrounded. Zergling's able to take that down, and perhaps if this Hellion came over early enough, it would have been able to do at least something. The Overlord is in this position. It does spot this command center. He knows that an expansion will be coming in just a moment, but an army of Marines and Hellions now making their way out, as it looks like we are going into perhaps the cover fire build. Marines still being trained. Are we going to have a swap on that tech lab once that blue flame is done? It doesn't. It looks like that may be the case, as Puma definitely needs more and more of those Hellions as possible. Orbital Command now going to be positioning itself on the low ground, but I don't see roaches from Stephano. So Stephano feeling pretty confident in trying to deal with that blue flame harassment. And we'll see what's going to be coming out from this factory. Yeah, going to swap it out here, and now perhaps also get some stim. The Hellions quickly taking down one of those Zerglings, activating that Zelnaga watchtower there, as Stephano also having a lot of creep tumors up on the high ground will be easily warned of this cover fire drop. And also with these creep tumors down, the Queen should be able to make its way over very easily, get some damage. The Queen already in position to get some damage into here. Spine Crawler even rooting itself over. And now Puma is just going to look... this is not going to work at all. No, not going to work at all. You can see the damage being dealt. The Hellions trying to come in. And Puma going to just get absolutely destroyed on this drop. And things are not looking good for Puma at all. It looks as though Zerg players have started to learn how to deal with that cover fire drop. Pretty effectively, having decent creep spread, having the Queens, even having one Spine Crawler and focusing down. This is one of the reasons why you need 3 Queens here, as the Hellions are quickly torching down the rest of those Zerglings. And I believe that was a little bit of a bad engagement by Stephano. Stephano didn't need to engage with those Zerglings, perhaps morphing them into Banelings a little bit later, but now Puma, because of the significant map control difference... One second. Alright, sorry about that. Anyways, getting back to the game, we have the Marines and the Hellions now pushing forward, and the Queen may be able to shut down the medevac. The medevac now trying to pull back. Will it be able to get the Queen, though? That is the key question. More Zerglings, more Hellions now trying to come in to engage, and more Zerglings getting destroyed there, as that medevac still going after all of those units here. Zerglings now trying to swarm in, trying to engage against these Hellions, as the Hellion is now attempting to run all the way back home. Will it be able to? That is a key question there, as the Hellion driver able to barely pull back, and also a Queen surviving at 15 hit points. A little bit of a lucky engagement there as well. Both sides now running off of 2 bases. There is a macro hatch now coming in from Stephano. A drop now, a blue flame Hellion drop will be coming in, as Zerglings now attempting to clear out these destructible rocks and then establish this 3rd base here. We are now seeing Puma transition into a very heavy bio play. Yeah, extremely heavy bio play. No siege tanks yet, though. And that is a bit of a surprise. There you go, finally doing a swap onto that tech lab. Bio, the weakest part of bio is the fact that Banelings can easily surround and destroy Marines, and then Zerglings can surround and destroy those Marauders. So adding on that tech lab is a definite must. We are getting more supply depots down over here. Puma currently supply block at 70/70. That is not good news. His opponent at 86/132, as now the Hellions trying to push in on the front door. Will they be able to get a couple of drones? It looks like they will be able to get in a couple of drones. At the same time, there is a drone drop into the main base here, getting in a lot of damage. That Hellion in a very nice position, able to wow, that's some bad SimCity right there. Able to put a Hellion right there, and the Queen and Zerglings were not able to get anywhere near it. You can now see that this medevac is taking a lot of damage, those, and there is a very nice fungal growth shutting down all of those Hellions. But there were some workers killed, but not really much enough, as Puma is now a little bit behind at this stage. Taking a look at the army, you can see a slight difference between the army. 600 resources in gas, 100 resource in minerals. A command center now being built to try to establish up that 3rd base. Stephano already establishing up that 3rd base, as medevacs now on the move. Marines are upgraded 1-0, will soon be upgraded at 1-1. The Zerglings are already 1-1, so a definite plus for Stephano here, as the Zerglings surround and finish off all of those Marines. It looks like a new drop will be coming in along this side here. The hatchery already down to about 1,000 hit points. A Queen now going to be transferred over, but the Queen may just simply fall apart under the fire of this one particular a group of Marines here. Is it gonna come in time like that as the Queen now makes its way in, waiting? There's the stim. Now here we go, strictly trying to engage, gonna go after that Queen. The Queen quickly destroyed, and now going after some drones as well, and now trying to shut down this hatchery. The hatchery dangerously low on hit points already. The Marines are a little bit spread apart. Will it be enough to shut down the hatchery? And it does not look like I turned off my it doesn't look like I turned off my messenger. Anyways, we have a medevac now pulling back there. Forgot to set to busy. Destructible rocks will get cleared. Command center most likely will upgrade to a planetary fortress right here as another drop easily gets cleaned up. And once again, oh, the medevac may be able to survive. No, the medevac pilot apparently not getting the memo that he does not want to get hit in the back with acid spines. There you go. The Queen now sitting over here, gonna be ready for another spawn larva once more. Destructible rocks will get cleared again. Command center for some reason not moving into this position just quite yet. Creep tumors are being pushed out across the field as we can now see an expansion being placed down here and here as well. So at the 9 o'clock starting location and the 10 o'clock, I guess, expansion location, as the armies are just so much in favor. Stephano just going with Zerglings and infestors may be able to shut down this bio army rather easily, but Puma is starting to get a decent number of siege tanks, and that will greatly change the course of the battles, as will Ultralists. Production tab shows 2 Ultralists, 34 Zerglings, the Katonis plating armor, and the Zerg level 3 claw attack upgrades. Mules now being called in. Will Puma be able to macro up enough? He does have 6 barracks, or able to trade up 6 Marines and a Marauder if he wanted to, and he may start wanting to get some Marauders, as you can now see more and more barracks being placed down. So Puma going into overdrive on his macro. So very heavy macro now coming in. Zerglings and infestors pushing forward across the map here. Siege tanks now sieging up, and oh, there is those very nice Nero Parasite taking control of those siege tanks. The siege tanks trying to finish off the rest of those Zerglings, but wow, what a huge engagement there by Stephano. Stephano making Puma just look absolutely childish here on Shattered Temple, and everything he tries to do so far just not working out well. And Stephano making the NASL Season 1 winner just look like a low-level Masters. I can't... Anyway, infestors now pushing their way in. We have infested Terrans now spawning as well. The Ultralists are going to continue to just try to chomp their way in. The planetary fortress a little bit too well defended. Infestors are now just continuing to spawn infested Terran into this mineral line. And you can see that these infested Terran are just going to pop up and now go after these SCVs. Infestors are expensive units. They may try to return home in just a moment. Now going after some of those critical reactors as well. Reactors are very expensive. Zerglings now making their way off over here. And the funnel of units coming in from Stephano's base just... never ceasing. More Ultralists still coming in. Ultralists are upgraded 3-3. Still no Katonis plating just quite yet. The Katonis plating has completed, but level 2 ground armor now, as the Ultralists now starting to chomp away. Ultralists able to get damage onto those SCVs and onto that planetary fortress at the same time. Down it goes, and now all those SCVs really have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, as Stephano sitting on 185 food compared to 49. Puma must be wondering how or what he could have done differently in this game, and I think Stephano just had an answer to everything that Puma tried to do. This is a great change in the meta. In the metagame, Zerg players starting to use Ultralists, starting to use their tier 3 units. These Ultralists have absorbed so much damage, have put so much pressure, have absorbed so much damage from that very thick Zerg armor, as those Marines are just unable to stick around very long. And there is the GG. So a GG, not want to say a quick GG, but a really impressive play by Stephano. Stephano having creep tumors on over half the map, essentially already halfway across the center, and also he still could have transferred more and more drones over to his other bases. You can see that drones here, perhaps oversaturation here, and then a decent saturation here. No drones even saturated here at all, but still, Stephano with such a commanding presence, able to take the win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay and game 1 in this series between Stephano and Puma.